I remember to push the getting started and getting recorded button, which I sometimes forget, and you guys have to remind me. So, hey, my name is Chuck Hansen. I'm going to be your co-host on this Tuesday training call. If you're here for the very first time, congratulations and welcome. The first part of the call, the first 10 minutes or so, is something that I enjoy a lot because I get to hear from people, and you get to hear from people all over the globe. I mean, there's people on here from every continent, most of the states, almost 350 people right now, and that number will probably grow as we get on into things. So, hey, what we try to do on these Tuesday calls is give you some pertinent information relative to getting started. If you're brand new, this call is for you. If you've been around for a while, this call is for you. If you're an old timer like I am, this call is definitely for you. So I find that repetition, right? Repetition makes us all learn everything a lot better. So I'm going to ask my good buddy, Michael Stern, somebody that I've known for 30 years, who's also a co-founder in IHub.global, to come on into the call and give you kind of the steps, right? I mean, we've done some incredible improvements to everything. You know, just when you think that nothing can be improved, you find out that it can. And that's what has happened with Helium Track now 2.0. A lot of that was discussed on the Saturday Zoom meeting that we had from Las Vegas. If you were there live, congratulations. And I hope that you got as much out of it as we put into it, because we put an awful lot of time and attention. It went off without a hitch, right? We had people that came in virtually and talked to everybody from all over the world. I mean, from Dubai and from Dallas and from, all over the place, right? And then, of course, all of us there live. And Eric Worre's team at Worre Studios was just magnificent. They ran everything like a Swiss watch, right? I mean, everything started on time, ended on time, and everything in between. So, hey, Michael, if you're ready, buddy, we're ready for you.
All right, Chuck, I'm here. I haven't succeeded in doing what I told you I was going to try and do.
Okay,
but
no problem.
that's
Well,
okay.
let's just go through things and as much as we can show.
All right. So, hey, everybody, welcome to the call. What is this, day 3, Chuck, or day 4 since Saturday? This is such an exciting time. I mean, we've really, when we look back 15 months ago, when we first started taking a look at this project and see where we are right now, this is like so extraordinary. So those of you that are brand new with iHub, you are so much in the right place at the right time. So what I want to do is, before we bring Steve on, I want to just kind of go over some real basics of getting started, because those things are a little different with iHub, the Helium Track 2.0 interface. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Give me a second to get this set up. And just so if you're looking at this for the first time, it'll give you the sense of what this looks like. So when you log in after you finish your registration process, it brings you into your back office, which now is built within what used to be our Helium Track back office. But what happens is if you come in here into what's the iHub back office, you go ahead and click Access Helium Track 2.0, and it takes you here. And then this is where you would go ahead and reserve your hotspot if you've not previously done that, by somebody sending you a virtual mining assessment. If you signed up with just the basic link that you can sign up, then like right here, this is a test account I set up for a fictitious person called Sam Tester. But so I set up an affiliate link that if I were to copy this link and send that out to my buddy Chuck to try and talk to him about iHub, he would be able to join, register, and then he would then come into the back office and then end up in this location to reserve his hotspot. But there's a new first step that has to do with validating your email. So when you register, it sends an email to your email address that you used when you register, and you have to click on it to verify that email address. And then once you do that, then this will turn green and it'll say that it's validated. And then the next step is to go ahead and reserve your hotspot. Now, I've been using this test account and I had a fictitious email address associated with it. So I told Chuck before the call, I'm trying to change it to a real email address so I can verify it. And for some reason, I haven't succeeded in doing that yet. So you want to make sure that you click on that. If you registered earlier, but you haven't reserved your hotspot, then right now you can just click this resend button, or you can do it over here, resend email verification. If you kind of lost track of that original one that they sent you, they'll resend it to the email address you've got on file, which shows over here. And then they'll send that validation email to you, and then you click it, and then you come back in, and then you're good to go to reserve your hotspot. That's the main real difference from that. But now it's just completely spelled out. You follow 1, 2, 3. Then number 3 is going to be to lock in your hotspot. So you reserve the hotspot. In order to reserve the hotspot, it goes through the evaluation process of the Helium Track Intelligence to say, hey, that's a hotspot location. That's a good location. That's a good one to have. It doesn't have already too many hotspots in the area like you'd find in places like downtown Los Angeles, or places where there's just high density of units already in the major cities, the San Franciscos, Londons, and LAs of the world. And then you go into lock in your hotspot, but I can't show you this right now because I wasn't able to reserve the location, which I was looking to do for this right now. So, but you can do that if you've been on the calls before. You've seen us reserve locations lots of times. You can go over here to the support center, go to training videos, and there's tons of training videos that will walk you through this process, getting started with IHub.global and that sort of thing. So that's the main thing to do. But when you go ahead to lock in that hotspot, right now, you're going to be given 2 options to do it. You're going to be able to lock it in by paying a $99 registration fee, and then to do a deposit to lock in your hotspot. You're going to get a antenna that'll cover your initial outlay of $99, and then at the time the unit's getting ready to be deployed, then you'll be able to go ahead and then put the deposit down at that point to make it happen. You don't have to do that till it finally gets, or till it actually gets deployed, in January when all the main bulk of units start really arriving. The other option is to be able to go ahead and activate it through a lease, where it's the same $99 registration, similar, you get an antenna for it, and then there's like an $18 lease payment that also begins once your unit gets deployed. So those are really the way things are at that point. Then number 4, you go ahead and start planning your hotspot network, start putting your team together, being able to send out virtual mining assessments. There's all kinds of things, but here's the bottom line, guys. Thursday night, 2 nights from now, we're going to do a full update on all the new information from Saturday and all the real clarifying details of everything. So tune in there. I just wanted to give you just an overview of step 1 through 4 in order to get yourself started and a way to go and to be able to duplicate that with people that you're bringing into iHub. So with that, Chuck, I think I'll go ahead and pass it back up over to you if you got anything else that you want to share or ask to share. Otherwise, it'd be a good idea to bring on Steve.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Michael. Thank you very much. And hey, guys, like I said earlier, Steve BRUMER is someone that I met earlier this year. It's kind of ironic, that Steve lives in Vero Beach. He is the godfather of IoT solutions. and knows everything that there is to know about the Internet of Things. In fact, his kids are named Internet and Things. So, but I got to meet Steve for the first time, in person at the event in Las Vegas, along with a gentleman by the name of Josh Cox, who I'll bring on next week. But, guys, what Steve and Josh have put together, when I first heard it, when I heard we were going to have bundles, I didn't exactly know what that was going to, entail. But now that it's all become simplified, and I need things very simple in my life at this stage, and I asked Steve to come here, go through the presentation and explain to you. Now, if you didn't see the presentation on Saturday, you're in for a treat. If you did, you'll get more of what you probably didn't catch all of it, and you'll start connecting the dots. So this is a brand. This is going to be part of the iHub marketplace, right? We're going to have things in there that you'll be able to, I'm not going to say anymore. Steve, come on in before I do your whole slideshow. And,
you know what, I was hoping you would do that, Chuck. I don't know why. So, well, Chuck and Michael and Mike, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. It's a pleasure to be a part of the iHub Global family. Everybody out there, I am Steve BRUMER. I have been doing the Internet of Things for 25, 30 years. The Godfather. I don't know. Does that mean I'm just old, Chuck? Is that what that means? That I'm the Godfather of?
No, you rule. So
yeah, that's right. So I'm thrilled to be here and be a part of this. Being in IoT, I'll just start out. My background, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have owned my own businesses my entire life. And for me, it's all about how do we make money? And so for us here in the iHub global world, how do we continue to build your HNT business? And how do we continue to expand the data going through your hotspot? And IoT sensors that can be loaded up through your hotspot is the way to do that. So today you're earning HNTs by going hotspot to hotspot. What we're going to now do is not only have that continue, but we are now going to bring sensors from your home, from businesses into those hotspots, which is going to generate more HNTs for you. So this is another money-making, HNT-making opportunity utilizing the Internet of Things. So this presentation that I'm going to do is one that is going basic 101 IoT for those of you that are not familiar with it, and then go into a little bit about what Chuck had said, which is how are we going to sell this? What are we going to sell? What do these bundled boxes look like? And what do they include? And give you a better sense for how we're going to go to market, again, through the iHub Global Marketplace. These will be available on the marketplace. So the first thing I want to explain to you is really, when you look at, I'm going to share my screen now. Does everybody see that?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So as IoT solutions, what we are looking to try and do is initially be extremely simple, meaning that the IoT solutions are going to be 3 different ones to start out with selling, and I'll go into every one of them. But just to give you an idea what's happening, so I am with BH IoT Group. That's my company with my partner, John, and we are engaged with iHub. We are part of the team, the leadership team, and managing the IoT space. And Josh from Oxit, who will be, as I didn't know he was going to be on next week, which is awesome. So he is the head of Oxit, who makes all the products. So they are making hotspots, sensors, and developing some of those as part of the solutions that we are going to offer you to sell together. With over 26 years of experience and having deployed tens of millions of IoT devices, we have the experience to be able to launch these products with you and do all the things that are necessary to make you aware of what IoT is about and how to sell these and position them. So let's go into the basics of IoT. I'm hoping out of the 526 people that are online, some of you have things like a Nest thermostat or a Ring.com camera or any kind of other sensor in a home today that you're using off of your mobile app. Well, that is an IoT thing. That is an Internet of Things device that you then go through your smart app to be able to manage that. So what the IoT is that it's devices and sensors that are connected wirelessly through your hotspot that exchanges data over the internet. And I like to say that it's around an if-then statement. If someone rings your doorbell, your Ring camera will alert you that there is someone at your front door, then you allow them to come in. So IoT is around if-then statements. If you wanted to change the temperature in your home, then you go to your Nest thermostat app and you turn the temperature up or down. So it's a basic of if-then around the Internet of Things. Helium is the carrier that we use for that generates the data going from your hotspots around the world. Helium is a network carrier, just like the carriers that you use for your cell phone, but they're using a technology called LoRaWAN. That's the technology that supports all of the IoT devices that I'm going to show you tonight, and gives you an opportunity to be able to communicate back to your hotspot to a mobile app. And so when we look at what we're trying to sell as part of the solution suite, you're going to continue to install your IHub.global gateway hotspot, and we're going to sell sensor boxes and solution bundles. And in those bundles will be a variety of different sensors, which I will go into in a few minutes. Those sensors will have QR codes on those sensors. You will download your IHub.global mobile app that will allow you to take a scan of the QR code of all the sensors that are in the box, and they will automatically connect to your hotspot, which will then allow you with your cell phone to be able to set alerts and monitor all of those devices that are connected to your hotspot. Now, you might have seen that in the beginning, I was telling you that we're looking at 3 different packages. So we will have packages that will be available for the home, for you to be able to put in your home. You will have a package to sell to restaurants, and you will have a package to sell to small retail, SMB retail companies, for them to be able to connect to the hotspot that you have placed in those locations. But you'll be able to download the app from the marketplace and from your portal, from the iHub portal, as well as the app stores. So how is it all going to work? On the left-hand side of the screen, you will see the sensors that will be there. And there's a temperature sensors, air quality sensors, motion sensors, door sensors, window sensors, hot water leak sensors, washing machine sensors, sensors for the refrigerators and freezers that are in restaurants. All of those will connect to the IHub.global hotspot that you have, which will then wirelessly connect to the internet, which is the cloud that's there. And this, on what you see on the right-hand side, is a dashboard. And that dashboard will be where you can control all the various hotspots that you have, or in this particular case, you see it says properties. We look at properties in the same sense as you say hotspots. So you may have 28 properties or 28 hotspots out there, and you'll be able to manage the sensors and the programs that are off of those hotspots all through a dashboard and or through your mobile phone. So hopefully this gives you a better sense of what we're trying to accomplish and what the IoT business is about. Another reason why I'm extremely excited to be a part of the IHub Global team is that in our industry today, right now with all of you, with the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of sales affiliates that are out there selling IoT, you will be the largest sales force and mover of IoT in the history of our business. And I am so pleased to lead that effort for the company. I am so excited, having done this for so long, to be able to have you simply add IoT devices through the hotspot and start to generate more data and HNTs is an absolutely amazing experience. And I cannot wait to be more a part of your success and what we're trying to accomplish. So let's talk about the bundles that right off the bat. So this is the home consumer IoT bundle that we're talking about. There'll be a temperature sensor. As I said, there'll be door and window sensors. If any of you have seen these things, they're little magnetic sensors that go there. So when the window opens, it breaks the bond and sends an alert. It'll also be sensors on the door. So if the door opens, the sensor then registers that on your cell phone or on your app, so you have it. Leak detectors are extremely important. I don't know how many of you have had situations where the washing machine broke or the hot water heater started to leak and caused amazing amounts of damage. Well, now we have little types of sensors that can be put underneath the hot water heater or the washing machine that will register when it detects humidity, which means that water is leaking. And so that is a simple program to do. We are aware in our post-COVID world, everybody is worried about the air quality of their home or their apartment or their condo or townhouse. We're going to be providing oxygen sensors or air quality sensors in the box that will allow you to monitor. And that will be also for poisonous gas like carbon monoxide or radon or those types of things. And then obviously motion sensors. So if someone breaks that motion sensor while you're away, you have the ability to alert authorities or do anything you need to do to alert someone that someone's in your home. Conceptually, what we're looking at is that IHub Global white box that has the green picture of a home on it. These will come in boxes, and that's a pretty crude looking box, but we will make a pretty cool looking marketing box that we're working on right now. And in that box will be cutouts, and in the cutouts will be all the different sensors. There'll be a quick start guide and all the instructions that are needed if you happen to hand this box to one of your hotspot users and they want to be able to install this. So everything will come in the box, all the sensors that are required. If some homeowner needs more sensors, they have a lot of doors and windows, we're only planning on putting a couple of these in the box. We haven't figured out exactly what the right number is. Probably 3 to 5, but if someone needs more sensors or they get one leak detector for the hot water heater, but they want one for the washing machine, additional sensors will be available on the marketplace for you to be able to purchase and ship to your house. So we're going to have access to more devices for you to be able to do that. Now, the box is going to cost something. I'm only on day, what are we on, Michael? 3, 4, whatever day we're on. We are still working on the pricing. I know a lot of things have happened in 4 days. So if you look at we haven't figured out exactly what the pricing is going to be. And then there's also going to be a monthly service charge. And we don't know what that is yet. I'm working feverishly on trying to figure out what the right number is. But that will be for the app and the monitoring of your home on the app or on the dashboard. And of course, there's going to be a commission involved in this on a per bundle basis. And excuse me, I'm sorry, Michael, it's a reward. I learned something on Saturday, everybody. I'm so new at this. I keep on looking at commission, but it's actually, you'll get a reward for selling these boxes and putting these boxes out there. I just don't know what that is, so we'll just have to hang on and do that. I got a lot of questions on Saturday about when all this will be available. I am working my tail off to try and figure that out over the next couple of months. I'm going to say it's going to take me, probably January to really come up with the full program and all the offers and all the pieces and parts and what the pricing is going to be. So I need a couple more months to kind of figure that out. Plus, as many of you know, we've had this worldwide supply chain challenge that all of us, especially in the IoT and technology area, have had to deal with. Painful, painful, painful. And so there's a lot of component issues that we're working on being able to do that, because we're expecting all of you sales affiliates and VIPs out there to move a lot of these bundles. And so we have to try and figure out how many we need to build and get in stock for you to be able to sell. Here's the solution around restaurants. And I had several VIPs on Saturday come up to me and say, I got access to 64 restaurants, or I have moved stuff into 27 restaurants. I need a restaurant solution. Just to give you what the ROI is for a restaurant, meaning what's the return on investment and why would someone in a restaurant want to put this bundle in? The number one compelling reason is in every refrigerator or freezer in the average size of a restaurant in America today and around the world is around $10,000 worth of food in the refrigerator and the freezer. If that refrigerator or freezer happens to go up in temperature because something is wrong, or the temperature or the power to the building has gone out, this refrigerator freezer temperature sensor that you have in there that is connected to the hotspot will be able to notify the restaurant owner that there is an issue with that and save them $10,000. Now, we're not selling the bundle for $10,000. It's a lot less, but that is the number one reason restaurants are buying IoT sensors. Humidity around food storage is critically important as well. The motion sensor for who is going to be in areas, and put a motion sensor in the office in the back of the restaurant. If someone went into the restaurant while you're up front in the restaurant. Same with the doors and window sensors and the leak detectors, especially for the dishwashers and any of the sinks and any of the hot water heaters that may be in the restaurant. We're probably going to end up having 3 or 4 of those in each particular box. And the setup is the same. There'll be a cost for the box. There'll be a monthly fee for the restaurant owner to monitor these things. And there'll be a reward for you moving these boxes in one way, shape, or form. And then the last bundled solution that we have is for a retail store or a small office. I don't have to tell you about the sensors that are there, but they are the exact same types of sensors, but the application will be different. The monitoring application will be different so that you can, as a small office or a small retail store, have the information that's there and required in your bundle. So these are the 3 bundles that we're looking at providing initially in our initial launch. We'll have many more as we go forward over the next year or so. There'll be ones for connected cars, and there'll be ones for other applications in vertical markets. I've had people come to me and say, I want to do pet tracking, or I want to track a valuable asset, or I want to put a tag in a backpack of my child. All of those are available today. We just have to kind of get to that point where we feel that the coverage is there. We're seriously considering putting a pet tracker in the initial bundle because of the IHub program where you select you put in for where your hub is going to be, and we know where the coverage is going to be around your neighborhood. And so the pet tracker will work in Roam onto all of the other iHub hotspots that are out there. So we are seriously considering that, and I would love any feedback that you have, as well as whether you need or you think that that's a pretty good idea. Then this is a copy of, this is what the dashboard for VIPs and sales affiliates did. I blew it up a little bit more. It's the same one that you saw in an earlier slide. But as you can see, you can control properties and zones. We said gateways here, but we'll change that to hotspots. Devices are sensors. Here's all the alerts, and here's all the users that are on there. You can simply hit the add property blue button on the right-hand side to add another hotspot to your list of properties. I am getting together with the iHub team and Eric to try and figure out how to integrate this dashboard that we currently use with the applications into your IHub.global portal that you have. So it's all under one dashboard that you come into and register with. But as you can see, you control the property, where it's located, how many gateways and devices and users are a part of that, and it's a very simple program to use. One of the things that I want you to understand is, here's what the mobile app is doing. You'll be able to do the same thing, add a device, add a zone, label the zone in your home, whether it's the kitchen or the bathroom or the garage or where in the restaurant. You can add gateways, you can set up your alerts, do all your testing all through that mobile app. One of the things I wanted to say is that we will be having training videos. How am I going to get to all of the hundreds of thousands and thousands of you that are out there and train? So I'm a big IoT trainer. You can go to my YouTube channel at BHIoT Group and look at the various videos that we do as far as our training is concerned. So we're going to have training videos, and we're going to have those available for you to be able to look at any time and be able to get up and running in a very, very short, easy period of time. I adhere to the KISS theory of sales. And I don't have to explain what KISS means, but we are going to keep this as simple as possible for you, that it's kind of an out-of-the-box, easy solution for you and the people that you put hotspots in to their homes or restaurants to be able to get up and running without needing an installer to be hired to do this. Anybody should be able to do that. And that's our whole purpose of being able to get that up and running as fast as humanly possible with the least amount of headaches, and get these things going. So that's where we're at right now. As I said, I am thrilled to be a part of this. Josh is too. We think that this is a opportunity of a lifetime, not only for us within the industry, but for all of you to be in the IoT space, which is amazingly hot right now. And another reason for you to make any additional HNTs off of your hotspots and make additional rewards off the boxes that we're going to be offering you. So with that, I'm done. I did it a lot faster than I did on Saturday, but Chuck, hopefully that's what you were looking for, and it gives everybody a good taste as to what we're trying to accomplish.
Real good, Steve. Thank you very much. And hey, Steve, just some questions that have been coming up on the chat that I want to ask you. Now, we're not necessarily putting in a hotspot miner in these locations. We're putting in a gateway. Is that not right?
No, it's the same thing, Chuck. It is the same exact iHub hotspot.
Okay, but will it still have the restriction as far as the density and all of those things?
Yes, yeah. I mean, the new hotspots that will be available for everybody in the new year, once we start delivering them, will have the power to give you more coverage than the current ones that are out there. But even the current ones will be fine within the four walls of a home or a restaurant. No issues. And just so you know, we're also looking at adding more things to the new iHub gateway / miners / hotspots that you have, in the sense that we're looking at adding Wi-Fi in there and Bluetooth in there for other needs that we're going to have going forward. So these gateways are working for the future.
I got you. Okay. Well, you'll have to definitely spend some more time on that as we, what I wanted to do tonight, guys, was just kind of give you that 30,000-foot view of what's coming down the runway. This whole thing is like building an airplane as it's traveling down the runway, and we keep adding a part on and a wing on, and adding this on and adding that on, and this I was telling Michael Stern Saturday that that this has come kind of all full circle for he and I. We started in the security business. We started our industry, our journey in a security system that was absolutely phenomenal. And that's why I got in the business, quite frankly. And in that company, I made a $1 million. I made a lot of money. And
and Chuck,
go ahead, Steve.
One of the questions that came up in the chat, I do definitely want to address, and Michael, you said there's a question about video security in restaurants and that being a must. So two things that I want to bring up around that. Today, the Helium Network does not allow video. The amount of data that goes through the network is really sensor oriented, not video. But the question around video we are addressing, which is why I said we are looking at adding Wi-Fi to the future hotspots so that we can actually bring video into that hotspot through Wi-Fi, not necessarily through the Helium network. So everybody that's asking that question, understand that we are trying to do that and looking at that in the future. And then there was one other question about security from Kyle. Kyle, I can assure you that the things that we are doing today with the sensors and the programs that we already have established, security is paramount. We are fully secure, just like an Apple HomeKit is, just like Google Home is. It is fully built into the system. The one great thing about the network, LoRaWAN, which is the underlying technology that I said in the beginning, is that all data is encrypted from the sensor on the end node through the hotspot. So it's encrypted data off of the network plus what we're adding on to the application. So great question, Kyle, and I totally agree with that. So there you go.
Steve, one of the, again, just educate me and educate the rest of our listeners as well. In the positioning that we have currently, we try to not place another hotspot within 300 meters of a current hotspot, right?
Right.
Well, if you're going down a strip mall, you might want to hit 8 or 10 different stores right there in the same strip mall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I saw that question, Chuck. Every one of your hotspots have a unique identifier. There's a number associated with that. And that number is when you scan your QR code, it will assign it to your hotspot and your numbering system. So now the only exception would be, say, a pet tracker. So if the pet tracker you're tracking your lost pet around the neighborhood, it's going to do what normally it does in the Helium network, which is hit all the hotspots, but it will know to come to your particular mobile app because of its way it's registered within the system. So you'll be able to put these bundles in every store in that strip mall, and it will not overlap data because it's all set up via the specific hotspot that you have.
Okay. Okay, so Michael, you'll have to explain that again to me, but
You got Mike Purcell. Mike, he's got it. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He can explain it.
yeah. Michael, any questions that you've got for Steve? You're a
Well,
technical guy.
yeah, I mean, I've had a couple questions come in here that to me that were directed towards Steve. I'm not sure. One is people are just asking if there's a website that people can go to get access to this information. I don't know. We've got it built
Not
into
yet.
our, so those
Not
links
yet.
will be showing up into our back office. When the time comes, stay tuned to that.
Yeah.
Relatively soon that'll happen. Another person was talking about having to register with local police for various monitoring types of devices. And I'm not sure we're talking about devices that require that in this particular box.
No.
Yeah, so if the device, I goes back to my security days, if the device calls the police department, then it's got to be registered. If it calls you and you go get your 12 gauge shotgun, you don't have to register that. Just the gun.
That's it, right? Yeah, Michael, we're trying to avoid. This is a DIY security control monitoring
Right.
program.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. So we're not going to some sort of police monitoring that are doing it. We're self-monitoring.
Right. Correct. And there's a lot of different sensors that we can obviously add hundreds of different types of sensors for home. One of the questions that I got from Rich is around a garage door sensor. And we have them. I mean, it's not if you have a LiftMaster garage door opener with the MyQ system, it's not going to be that, but we can have sensors on the garage door to know if they're up or down and have you be able to control that. We're not trying to make this that much more technically difficult for people to be able to do.
Now, Steve, I mean, will it have one of those, hey, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, do you know where your husband is?
That's way above my pay grade, Chuck. I have enough people, trying to put a hit on me now. And I surely don't. The only way that happens if Mike Purcell and Michael Stern actually are the ones monitoring that. Okay, that's the only way that's going to happen.
Right. Okay. I'm sure glad these weren't around when.
No. When what? You were going through the.
That's another story.
Okay.
Right.
No one wants to know that.
Right. Yeah. But you will be able to track your kids' cars, right?
Well, we're looking at that. So today it's coverage, right? So coverage is king. And until we get to the point of where there is saturation in coverage, then tracking cars and assets we have those available today. It's just a coverage challenge that we have.
Right.
But
right.
I don't think we could be more than a year or two away from being able to offer those types of solutions.
Right. Yeah. Where's my boat? It was here this morning and now it's gone. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Hey, Steve, we really appreciate it. We'll have you back all the time. And anytime you feel like you need to update us, we're more than happy to, set aside. I mean, look, they're tired of hearing of us. We've been tired. And so it's nice.
Well, then I'm hoping they're tired of hearing from me about a year from now also, Chuck. How's that?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have a fresh face and we're just delighted. And hey, can you tell us anything about the app and what that, I mean, I know that Oxit is building that, right? What that timeline is, or
well,
what that app is actually going to do.
Well, the app is done. I mean, we're using the app and the dashboard today for other applications and stuff. So it's there. We just have to customize it for iHub and get it to the point of where it's doing exactly what we want it to do. So the app will be, it's done. So it just has to get prettied up under the iHub logo and label.
I got you. So I'm guessing that that app is also going to allow us to not use the Helium app anymore to provision our hotspots. It'll be
Yeah, that's another.
app.
Absolutely, and Mike over there is shaking his head. Yes, yeah, we are. There'll be a better provisioning tool that we will be able to deploy and keep guys like Mike happy. So yes, there's one of the good things about the team that we have assembled around the IoT side is that we've been doing this so long. We know more tricks to the trade. We're glad we're a part of the family so that we can bring better technology, more applications and solutions to the team. And so, yeah, all that this is going to be a different IoT Helium connected world for the IHub Global Sales Affiliates. I'm going to say within the first quarter of next year.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, everything evolves and changes and gets better and more convenient and, all of those things. I mean, look at all of the things that have happened in our lifetime. I mean, I all the time look at the data or the map right now of all the deployments. And it's just reminiscent of what the cellular map used to look like 50 years ago, right? I mean, and we had very little coverage and, we're going through the same scenario, except that we're going to build it out 10 times faster.
That's exactly right. And that's why I'm so thrilled to be a part of this, because after 30 years of being in this business and in the mobile wireless world, have never seen something like this take off the way it is. And that capability of being able to explode it's a thrill for me at this chapter of my career in the IoT space to be a part of it. And just so everybody knows, some of the questions are fantastic. I'm not going anywhere. You'll have access to me in these events going forward. And a lot of the people that are asking questions about like the garage door sensor, and we have a lot of these things. And we will start to bring them out off the marketplace for you to add to your hotspot. If there's limitations that we can't do and use a sensor, we'll let you know. But the future is bright. It's just never been a better time for all of you to be in the IoT space than it is right now.
So the bundles will be customizable to a
degree.
Basic, and then there'll be add-ons, right?
That's correct. The marketplace will be alive and well, allowing you as a sales affiliate or a VIP to order those on the marketplace. That's our intention. Yeah, awesome. Hey, Steve, thank you very much for your time here this evening. Michael, anything else before we call it a night?
No, I think that's really great, unless you want to, take any other questions relative to other stuff. But no, that was fabulous, Steve. I really appreciate the opportunity to get a chance to see that in more detail. And when you see it the first time, there's a lot of information. We're trying to process it. It was like, what? Wait a minute, what was that on the last slide? Yeah. Especially when Rick and you said, Steve, you can't take any questions on Saturday. Okay. Yeah. So,
hey guys, thank you very much, Steve. Hey guys, let me just kind of wrap this up and kind of put it. I hear a lot of things about all the changes. Yes, there's been a few pivots, right? This is a very cash intensive business. We have financial partners that are investing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars of other people's money into IHub Global to buy, hotspots and so on and so forth. And, one of the things that and you're going to hear it on Thursday, but you're going to hear it from me right now. That they would not agree to. It's funny that, yes, everybody likes to get everything for free, but how many hotspots would you give away for free if you were putting your $100 million up, if you had no idea who was getting them, whether or not they would ever be installed, probably not very many, right? We have and it's something that I work on every day, so I'm very familiar with the numbers. There were just the other day, almost 2,000 hotspots that had not yet been validated, which means that most of them hadn't been installed. They had been sent out months ago. People had paid up to $500 or more for them, and they really just never got around to getting them installed, right? It really wasn't that important for whatever reason. How many do you think would ever get installed? Because I know the answer. If they were 100% totally free, nobody really cared whether you got them installed or not. Well, I can tell you about 10%. About 10% would get installed. So, our capital funding partners weren't interested in investing hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars for getting 10% of them installed. We had to make some pivots. The lease model is awesome, right? The free deployment model with a security deposit is, again, a free deployment model. We just put a security deposit with it. And we always knew that there would be a security deposit. We just didn't know what that amount was going to be, but it got twisted around that it was going to be 100% free. Don't worry about it. And we didn't do as good a job as we should have interacting with all of those things. So we certainly take part of that blame. So, if what we're doing is not for you, then it's not for you. I mean, if you watched Eric Worre's story that he talked about startups and that startups generally go through 3 phases of growth, right? The first phase is where you're in the jungle, beating off the wild animals, hacking your way through the jungle with a machete. So just think about that for a second. That's where we've been for the last 10 months. That's where because this really never had ever been done before like we're doing it. Yes, Helium has been selling miners, and you can go buy a miner and you can earn 100%, and you earn nothing when you refer somebody. So nobody refers anybody. And that was the challenge that we saw. So we decided to build a better mousetrap where you could refer as many people as you wanted to and continued getting a percentage of the HNT that those machines and all the machines that organization created, and leverage your time through the efforts of all of those other machines. So we've whacked our way through the jungle for the past 9, 10 months, 11 months. And on Saturday was the first day, right? It was the launch of a brand new IHub.global. And, did we make it completely out of the jungle? No. But we made it to the next phase, the bumpy road, right? So we've got to, it's not as bad as it was, it being in the jungle, but it's still not the super highway. Now, some of you will have to wait until we get to the super highway days. And those days are not far down the road. It might be another 4, 5, 6 months, 8 months, whatever. But some of you may have to come back at that time when we have all the systems are going and everything is fine and nobody ever, there's no problems, and so on and so forth. And that's okay. I understand that. Here's the downside. For every hour and dollar that you'll make when the superhighway is poured, you would have made 10 times more being in the time of being in the bumpy road era, right? For every dollar an hour that you would have made in that era, you would have made 10 times more being, running through the jungle. So, it just really depends. I've heard this for 35 years. Oh, you were so lucky to be there so early. Hey, had nothing to do with luck, right? I knew what the consequences were. I knew what the workload was. And, I was willing to pay the price for all of those things. Michael Stern as well. I mean, we've been there time and time and time again. And yes, we made a lot of money because we were willing to whack our way through the jungle and not wait until the superhighway was poured. So I'm just telling you that it's okay. Whatever you have to do, at whatever stage you want to join IHub Global, we're going to be here for you, right? So you can call it a day and move your tent on down the line and go find something else to do. We'll be right here building this thing the way we know it should be built. And quite frankly, guys, I've never seen anything in my lifetime that allows a person, no matter what country they're in, and again, none of the compensation plan has changed, it's just gotten better, and where a person can be in any country and earn income because they refer people in other countries where we are deploying. I had a manufacturer that is considering being a partner from Southeast Asia, and he came back and he said, amazing. He said, you guys have got an amazing company, amazing leadership. I mean, I was so delighted that he took his time and paid the $29 or $39. I mean, I sent him a link over so he could get a 25% discount on his ticket. But he took the time to sit there and watch it. Now, I don't know if he watched all of it, part of it, a little bit of it, or if he's just a good guesser. But he certainly knew what was going on. And he said, I want to be part of what you guys are doing. So that was very, very encouraging. So don't miss the training here. On Wednesday at 5 o'clock East Coast time, we do a very brief business overview. So 20, 25 minutes. And we're trying to update that right now with all the new information. And then that's, but don't miss the Thursday night Zoom, right? Rick Cotton, our CEO, is going to be here, going to lay everything out. We're putting all the FAQs together. We'll have them all up on Helium track, and there'll be no stone left unturned after that Thursday event. Everybody will have all the information, and then you can make an intelligent decision or a determination as to what it is you want to do with your life. I know what I'm doing with the rest of my life. So I'm going to help Steve and Michael and Rick and everybody else put out a whole bunch of damn sensors all over the globe. So, and build a massive team. I mean, we've already built a massive team, but you know what? We'll build it 10 times as big as it is right now over the next 12 months. So it's just, we're just getting started. Today is the 4th day of IHub Global. So don't forget that. And you can say you heard it from me and you heard it from Michael, right, Michael?
Absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. Hey, guys, it is almost 10 o'clock East Coast time, so we've been here an hour. Steve, again, thank you very much for
My pleasure.
donating your time to the cause. And guys, 5 o'clock Wednesday, and then 9 p.m. right here on this very same channel for the Thursday night. The Thursday night Zoom will be packed out. Obviously, we'll have YouTube Live where we'll take all the overflow. But everybody, you know, whether we have 3,000, 5,000, or 10,000, doesn't matter. So come on and listen to everything and get the story straight from the, as they say, right from the horse's mouth, right? So with that, we're out of here. God bless everybody. And
Thank you.
we will see you all on Wednesday. The same link for the Wednesday call is right here, this same very channel. Thursday, same channel right here. Okay, thanks guys. We're out of here.